What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today, we're going to be showcasing the best aim assist and movement settings in Warzone 2. Now, if you want to have aim assist like Aiden, Joe Well, Nick, Merck, the typical controller players, I'm going to show you the settings that they use and that are the best settings in Warzone 2. If you want to have movement like a cheetah or something like that, a super fast animal, this is the video for you. I'm going to explain it all. I'm going to show you guys it all. You guys are going to love it. And at the end of the video, you guys are like, wow, thanks, man, for showing me the best settings. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's get into it. All right, first up, for my people playing on PC, you want to make sure yours is set on controller and obviously not mouse. Doesn't really take a genius to kind of figure that one out. Okay, and then next up is your edit button layout. Okay, you want tactical. Okay. Tactical is the best. Doesn't matter what anyone else says. You could use lefty, nomad. Some of you guys are off the hook. You guys use default still. But I guess it doesn't really matter if you're using an elite controller or a scuff or anything like that. Then you can use those and you can have the paddles on the back. But I prefer tactical. I also have paddles on my controller. I only use one though, and that's for the crouch/prone. Okay. Most people play Halo. You used to use bumper jumper, but we don't use that here. Most of these are kind of pointless. I see some people using things that change the triggers from, you swap your shoot and you throw your stuns and stuff. You got to be a maniac to do that. But tactical is the best to use. Makes it easier to drop shot and slide and things like that. You don't have to move your thumb. Okay. See, flip LB, LT, and RB, RT. Madmen use that. Stick layout, leave it as default. You don't want to change anything. Okay, now some people do not use controller vibration. I use the vibration. Some people think the vibration throws you off, but I prefer it. Don't ask me why. Your stick sensitivity, now that is personal preference. Everybody seems to think that they need a super high sensitivity to do this and that, which is not true at all. 5 is like a happy medium for me. Some of you maniacs playing on 10, 12, 20. No, 5 is good for me. ADS sensitivity multiplier. I'd leave it at the basic default. You don't really need to go crazy with it. And again, unless you're one of those people that tries to do like a crazy flick, or you could slow it down to whatever fits your preference. Sensitivity multiplier, leave it all at default. Your aim axis and all this stuff. Go ahead and just not fiddle with that, shall we? Then your aim down sight behavior, right? You want to hold it, okay? If you leave it on toggle, you're going to have to click it again to unaim, which is kind of a nuisance, but some of you guys are madmen and like that, but this is for the best settings, okay? You might have to throw your personal preference out the window if you want the best settings. Change zoom, shared input, sprint/tactical, sprint focus, automatic sprint. Okay, now some people have it on. Okay, in Warzone 1, people had it on because it made it easier to slide cancel and things like that, but it doesn't. Warzone 2, you can't really do that as easy. You have to hit like 6 extra buttons to do it. Okay, now hold for equipment behavior. You don't want to just hit it, and then now you got a grenade stuck in your hand or things like that. ADS plus melee for weapon mount. You can change that to double tap ADS or just ADS. I prefer ADS plus melee because then it doesn't really get in the way if I'm trying to just do something quick and I'm by a wall. Interact/reload behavior. You got your tap to reload. You could do it tap to interact, prioritize to interact, and prioritize reload. I do tap to reload. Apply plate behavior. So I do apply 1 because you never know who's going to push you when they're going to push you. If you're playing duo, squash, trios, things like that. I do 1 at a time, but obviously you can hold it down and you apply them all. But I do apply 1 just in case, you kill somebody, you need to throw a plate on real quick. Some people do apply all, not really worth it in my opinion. So you lose out on that time that you would be using to get back into the fight. Now we switch over here to advanced. Okay, target aim assist on. Okay, you want it to slow down when you're getting near somebody, unless you play with no aim assist, which in this case, I don't really know why you're watching an aim assist video. Now this is what's important right here. Your aim assist type, okay? Now, Black Ops, when Modern Warfare 2022, first came out, Black Ops was the one to use, okay? But then it got nerfed, okay? Now you want focusing, not so much. You don't really care for the strong aim slowdown that also kicks in when narrowly missing. Okay, then precision, strong aim, slowdown that only kicks in when aiming closer to your target. Not really worth it. There has been tests done that show default is the best to use. Okay, so just leave it on default. You ain't got to do nothing extra. Okay, third person ADS correction type for you third person people. Just leave it on assist. Okay, your gyro aiming behavior, turn it off. Gravity vector, leave it how it is. Okay, your gyro, none of this is just really that relevant. You just kind of want to leave it as is. Now, some people, tell you to change it and this, that, and the other. No. Now your aim response curve type dynamic. Okay, this is what you want to use. Okay, not linear and not standard. Standard, you leave that on the other aim assist type. Linear aim stick map directly to aim rate. You don't need it. Trust me, dynamic is what you want to use. Now this is also important. ADS sensitivity multiplier. Okay, most people think that they need it cranked up to 1. 0.85 is perfect. Okay, it's not too fast, it's not too slow. Okay, you want to use it to be able to actually control what you have going on. Okay, when you're ADSing, you don't want to just shoot, left and right of your target. And you're like, man, this is too fast because even though my aim assist is working, I'm still moving too fast while I'm ADSing. Okay, 0.85 is perfect. Trust me. ADS sensitivity transition timing. Instant. Just don't mess with it. Trust me. Custom sensitivity per zoom. Off. Show more. It's off. Default. And put dead zone. Okay. Dead zones really only work if your controller stick is messed up. Okay. Now, you don't have to change this. If your controller works perfectly fine when you're ADSing, you do not have to mess with this. Some people change it because they're maniacs. There's no reason to, unless you have stick drift. Okay, now movement behaviors. This is what gets you that good movement, that Joe Woe type B, Okay, sprint / tactical sprint behavior. Toggle / hold. Leave it on toggle. Okay, no reason for you to hold it down. Just hit it. Auto move forward off, for you campers and rats and everything else. Auto move forward. You don't want to just move forward for no reason. That doesn't really make much sense. Tactical sprint behavior. I have it on double wow. You got it on double half. What the heck does that mean? On double tap, okay. Single tap sprint, single tap run. I leave it on double tap. It gives my hands something to do, so I'm not just sitting there kind of stagnant, so I can react to things a little quicker. Grounded mantle. Okay, so I will say mantling is like one of the most annoying things in this game because you don't just normally mantle. You jump and you just hold on to something. Okay, I don't like it. Okay, I would prefer not to mantle anything, but you never know. It might save you sometime, some point or another. Them building jumps, it could help you. Automatic airborne mantle. I got it on partial. Okay, you can change it and you can turn it off. Sometimes it's useful, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it might get you killed. I just leave it as is. Automatic ground mantle off. Invert slide and dive behavior. Leave it on standard. Okay. Tap the slide, hold the dive. Okay. You don't want to just tap and then you're diving. You want to hold it so you dive because that can mess you up. But again, you can't really slide and, slide cancel and things like that. So I guess it really doesn't matter. Plunging underwater movement. You pretty much swim like you're Michael Phelps in this game. So it doesn't really matter what you have that on. Parachute auto deploy. Okay. This is always a big one. For you AFKers who are always away from your setup or whatever the case may be when the game starts, okay? Probably you should leave yours on, especially if you know you're not going to be there that often when the game starts. But if you want those quick lands, you want it off, okay? Because you want to be the first one to the ground and you want to be the first one to get your gun, okay? Or your weapon, whatever you want to call it. But I will say the drops on this game are super laggy, so it's kind of hard to, pretty hard. But I leave mine off. I want to be the first one to land and grab my gun. Sprinting door bash. Leave it on. You can't bash through doors while you're plating right now, but with the new update, you will be able to. Okay, ledge hang mantle behavior. Mantle only. Don't make it worse than it already is. ADS stick swap. Leave it off. Backpack alternate control. Leave it off. Okay. This is an Apex. You don't want the little circle to go through the thing. Just leave it how it is. Weapon mount movement exit on. You want to be able to just walk away from the mount. Okay, you don't want to have to ADS again to take it off. Weapon mount exit delay. just leave it on medium. Depleted ammo weapon switch, leave it on. Okay, if you're out of ammo, there's no reason for you to just run around with an empty Lockman or something. Quick C4 detonation. C4s don't really do much, so it doesn't really matter. You know, the vehicles in this game kind of aren't that great. So I just say leave that the same. Okay, these are the best aim assist and movement settings that you can get. As of right now, we all know movement isn't the greatest in this game, which separates this from Warzone 1, which I can't really complain about because we all asked for something different. Now that we got something different, everybody wants the old. Okay, I say these are the best. And I'm not the only one that says this, actually. You know, there's a lot of research. A lot of people use these same exact settings. It's just word of mouth and personal preference by the end of it. Okay, now movement and things like that, it's going to take some work. You gotta put the work in, but you can still outmove people. It's not all about the movement. It's about how you're moving. Okay, if you go into a building and there's 3 people in there, you're not just going to be able to slide, cancel, stem, and just get around all 3 of them, kill them. You might have to jump out a window, you know, and run through the front door, back out the window, through the side door, and climb up the ladder. Okay, as long as you're, you know, using the dive, the slide to your advantage. You know, a lot of people are using smokes now to help with the movement. Okay, these are the best movement and controller settings. You won't find any better. And again, take note of the stick sensitivity. It is all personal preference. It's what works for you. Okay. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.